Pretty neat kid.
Beginning of the season, all the questions were about experience or lack of it on the offensive line. Now you're going to say goodbye to some seniors that were able to stitch together some, pretty good games. How do you, I guess, put into words what those guys have put out there?
I tell you, I think it's really hard because it's such a rewarding thing for those kids, and it's been really fun to watch the progress of a bunch of guys that really nobody gave them a chance, and I think it's really special that they kind of they really didn't accept anybody's definition of who they were, and they kind of just came every day and worked really, really hard. And I think that kind of goes missed sometimes because obviously it's the offensive line, and that's kind of how you like it a little bit. Sure. But those kids, especially those seniors, Brian Bobeck and Nick Fett and Patrick Scoggins and Brian Shetta, those are kids that a lot of people counted out, and they just kind of came to work every day and kind of kept getting better and kept getting better and kept getting better. And it doesn't seem like many people are writing about how bad they are anymore, which is a good thing, but they deserve that. It's a really special group of kids, and quite honestly, it's pretty darn neat to see what those kids were able to do together and kind of rely on each other and lean on each other and help each other become better football players. And what great teammates. I think that's the thing that really kind of hits me, is that they're just guys that were no one really knew about, no one really wanted to know about them either, and they just cared more about the team, and they cared more about leaving and giving more than what they were taking. And I think that's really neat. And sometimes in college football it doesn't really happen. And, you can go through really any of those kids and could have quit a long time ago, and could have did a lot of things a long time ago. At one point Nick Fett wasn't part of the team. Nick Fett was a walk-on. Brian Bobeck was at multiple schools. Patrick Scoggins went through a severe injury coming in and had no experience. Brian Shetta was never played a college snap ever. So those kids, I think, it's been really neat and rewarding, obviously for them, but quite honestly, it's been rewarding for me to watch such a love for football and really a belief in the unknown and with a new staff and a belief in, hey, I do think I can do something here, and I do think I can play. And just watching their growth, maturity, and confidence build has been pretty darn neat.